what each SEC fan base is asking Santa Claus for Christmas. This is always one of my favorite yearly pieces of content. What is the Christmas wish list for each SEC fan base, guys? Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into this. We're going to get into all 16 SEC teams. Yep, that means Texas and Oklahoma are included in this as well. We'll start with Alabama. I think Alabama fans, simply put, are asking for a national title for this Christmas. And it makes sense, right? After all the doubting back over the summer, and, people love to try to get ahead of things, such as the dynasty is dead, or whenever somebody has a take or an opinion or a prediction or whatever it might be. Like, we love to try to get ahead of it, right? And say, like, I called it. I was the first one that called it, remember? Because if Bama would have went 9-3, yours truly, I'd have been like, see how smart I am? After all the doubting and all those types of predictions and all that chatter over the summer, the chatter early on in the season after Bama lost to Texas, then the South Florida game, that Alabama fans would love nothing more than to wake up on Christmas morning and find a national title in their stocking, another one for Nick Saban. Now, would that lead potentially to his retirement? Maybe. Maybe not, though. As we know that Jalen Milroe will be back next year. Either way, though, a national championship. That's what I think Alabama fans right now, being in the playoff, taking on Michigan, I think that's what they want more than anything to wake up to on Christmas morning. For the Arkansas Razorbacks, I think Arkansas fans are asking Santa Claus for blocking. Their offensive line, guys, was one of the worst in the SEC. I know we can blame Dan Enos and what he was at offensive coordinator, and certainly I think Arkansas made the right move by firing him. But the running game never got going. KJ Jefferson was constantly running for his life, and it was odd to watch Arkansas under Sam Pittman, a guy that, is the big hog himself. Like, we know Sam Pittman for having big physical offensive lines, and he's an offensive line coach at heart. And it never was there for whatever reason for the Hogs. So I think Arkansas fans, they're asking Santa, please bring us blocking. Just bring us blocking. I want to shout out my guy John Neighbors over at Locked On Razorbacks. I asked him, hey, what do you think Arkansas fans would ask Santa Claus for Christmas? He said hope, which I feel like hope and blocking, they're kind of the same thing. They're sort of interchangeable, because if Arkansas gets blocking, they'll have hope that Bobby Petrino can be that guy and that the offense can get rolling and that Arkansas football can return back to the standard that the folks in Fayetteville hold it to. When it comes to Auburn fans, I know exactly what Auburn fans are asking Santa Claus for. They're asking Santa Claus for a do-over of 4th and 31. Ooh, that stings that I brought that up. They're asking for a do-over of 4th and 31 against Alabama. Guys, all you had to do was get one stop. All you had to do was not rush 2 players. That's it. 4th and 31. Think of the odds on that. Think of how improbable that is. I don't think there's anything Auburn fans want more than a do-over on that 4th and 31. Because you know what? Just like the kick six, right? Just like the kick six, it's still one of the greatest moments in college football, certainly in the Iron Bowl. Auburn fans will now have to live with forever 4th and 31. They'd love nothing more than a do-over. Guys, to Gainesville we go. Florida Gator fans. What are they asking Santa Claus for? I think Gator fans are asking Santa Claus for Christmas, and maybe this is a little premature. I think they're asking for a new head coach. I don't think the approval rating is very high in Gainesville for Billy Napier, guys. And I like Billy. I'm not trying to lead the fire Billy Napier train, but go look at Florida social media. Go look at Florida Gator social media and get back to me. They are not thrilled with the way things are going right now. And I don't think anybody can really blame them. So I think Florida fans, they love to wake up and see an Urban Meyer comeback in their stocking. They love to wake up and see maybe Dan Lanning in their stocking. I don't know. One of these elite coaches out there. I think Florida Gator fans, I think a lot of them are ready for new leadership. Georgia, what are they asking for in Athens? I think Georgia fans are asking Santa Claus for Christmas another shot at Alabama. I think that's what they want. Another shot at that SEC championship. A game in which Georgia, I'm sure, leaves that one still feeling like they were the better team. It was self-inflicted wounds and self-inflicted errors, right? I mean, the one that stands out most to me, guys, the fumble on the pitch, the reverse thing that was botched, gave Alabama the football inside of Georgia's 20. That was basically a kick-in touchdown for the Crimson Tide. I think if Georgia fans, if they're honest with you, if they can get one thing, just another shot at Nick Saban, man. The opportunity to take down Bama in the SEC title and get back to the college football playoff and have a chance at a third straight national championship. A do-over the SEC title and another shot at Lord Nick Saban. I think that's what Georgia wants more than anything. The Kentucky Wildcats, folks in Lexington. I think what Kentucky fans are asking Santa Claus for more than anything has nothing to do with football. I think they're asking Santa Claus for a Final Four appearance, right? It's basketball season in Lexington, guys. Let's face it, right? And I'm not even saying that as a shot. It is. Kentucky's a really good basketball team. We know that the Cats love their basketball. But it's been a long time since John Calipari and the Wildcats have been to the Final Four, and that's kind of crazy to think about. As good as their program is, it's been quite some time. So I think Kentucky fans got a big win over Louisville last night. They've been impressive early on. I think a lot of folks are touting Kentucky as maybe the best team in the SEC on the hardwood. A Final Four appearance. There's a lot of pressure on John Calipari. Cats fans would love nothing more than to wake up and see under that tree a Final Four appearance in 2024 for John Calipari and Kentucky. Down on the Bayou Bengals of LSU, their fan base, it's funny because I put here that LSU fans are waking up on Christmas morning asking Santa, please bring us a competent and new but competent defensive coordinator. But LSU just this morning just lost their offensive coordinator to Notre Dame. So, heck, they need both, or they want both, I would say. So, I think defensive coordinator, getting rid of the DC that led to their historically bad defense, if you will, getting rid of him. But also, they got a vacancy at offensive coordinator as well. So, I think LSU fans want a pair of new coordinators to go with Brian Kelly going into year 3 of his tenure. In Starkville, guys, Jeff Lebby takes over at Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State fans, really tough situation, guys. It was around this time last year that Mike Leach passed away, RIP the Pirate. I think with Jeff Lebby's hiring, Mississippi State fans just want from Santa Claus, guys. I think they just want the return of good offense. I think they just want the offense to be good again because this past year was brutal to watch. And I think Jeff Lebby can bring that to Starkville. But, here's the thing, guys. If you're not going to be an upper echelon SEC team, which I don't think anybody is under the impression that Mississippi State is that, right? They're a middle of the pack, middle third to, let's face it, bottom third of the SEC type of team. They're a team that if you're winning 7 to 8 games a year, you're doing well. But if you're going to be that type of team, guys, it's at least got to be fun to watch. It's at least got to be entertaining, right? At least with Mike Leach, no, Mississippi State wasn't winning national titles or SEC championships, but man, they were one of the most fun teams in the country to watch week in and week out. I think State fans want that again. They enjoyed having that unique identity. They enjoyed having that explosive offense. And I think when they wake up on Christmas morning, they'd love nothing more than to see good offense back in Starkville. To Como we go, guys, the Missouri Tigers. This one's easy. And you heard, like, you can hear it every time, right? You talk to a Missouri fan. I hear it every time in the tone when I talk to Colin Anthony in the Mizzodcast. I think what Mizzou fans want more than anything for Christmas is respect from the SEC, the rest of the SEC, if you will. Respect from all of the other schools and fan bases in the SEC. Because, guys, it's crazy. It doesn't matter what MIZ does. Heck, they can put together winning streaks against schools like South Carolina, Arkansas. And how is that rewarded? The fan bases of those two schools, right? Georgia has a winning streak against you. You say, hey, tip your cap. They're a great program. They're one of the elites. They're awesome. Missouri has a winning streak. It's not even, you know what? They've just been a better team and better program than us. The fan bases of South Carolina and Arkansas are still telling you, I don't know how we lose to them every year. They're not as good as us. Every year. Every year. Missouri just wants respect, man. I don't think they need it. But if they were honest with you deep down, they want it. I think MIZ would love to have that in their stocking on Christmas morning. Guys, we moved to Oklahoma, one of the new members of the SEC. What do they want for Christmas? I think they want an easier 2024 schedule, guys. We talked about yesterday the toughest 2024 slate. Oklahoma's slate is as difficult as any in the conference, and of them in Texas, of the new members, I think they got the short and the stick. So I think Oklahoma, I think they just like some relief when it comes to that 24 schedule, if anything. They're not going to get it, but they can wish for it. So if they could get anything on Christmas, I think that would be it. Guys, to Oxford, Mississippi, we go, the Ole Miss Rebels. What does Ole Miss want on Christmas morning? Guys, Ole Miss fans would love nothing more than to wake up on December 25th, come down those stairs, see that Christmas tree, and sitting under the tree is Texas A&M defensive line transfer Walter Nolan. They'd love nothing more. Pete Golding to work more of his magic, tweet another shark emoji, and Walter Nolan be sitting down there. That's the big one, right? They've crushed the transfer portal. They've crushed in recruiting. They've added difference makers from the portal. But Walter Nolan's like that last guy. If they can get him, that would put the finishing touches on one of the best portal classes we've probably ever seen in the SEC. I think they'd all tell you guys, Santa Claus, give us Walter Nolan or give us death on Christmas Day. To South Carolina, to Columbia we go, guys. What are Gamecock fans? What are Gamecock fans asking for Christmas? You know, it's interesting sometimes how fan bases embody the personalities or take on the personalities of their head coach. And I think South Carolina does that with Shane Beamer. I think a lot of folks, a lot of the diehards, the fanaticals especially, that you see on social media, they embody Shane Beamer and his personality, and he embodies them. They embody him. It's all one and the same, right? And what does Shane Beamer love to say? Whether it's after a win, it's after a loss, what has been the constant theme since day one? You know where I'm going with this. Gamecock fans are asking Santa Claus to leave in a tiny little box under the tree, unwrap it, open it up, and what is inside? Joy. Finding some joy. That's it. Just joy. Doesn't have to be a certain number of wins. Doesn't have to be a certain commitment. Doesn't have to be a certain signing, certain event. Just joy. Just overall joy. And my wish as well is that I hope Santa Claus brings Gamecock Nation joy. And I hope that many of you find some joy this Christmas season. Guys, to Knoxville we go. The Tennessee Volunteers. What do Tennessee fans want from Santa Claus more than anything? A win in the swamp. A win in the swamp. I don't know if there's demons in the field or what it is, but Tennessee, they go to the swamp, they forget how to play football. That was evident this past season, right? Now, they won't get their shot to cash in on that gift in 2024. But Tennessee, they don't want to win there. They need a win there. It's been forever. 2003, the last time they won at the swamp. I know Tennessee fans, they just want to get that monkey off their back. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Tennessee fans need a win at the swamp. Now, Texas Longhorn fans, this one's simple. What do they want Santa Claus to bring them for Christmas? Texas fans want Santa Claus to bring them that Texas is really back. To be back. That's it. They want to be, quote unquote, back. Because you guys know as well as I do. If Texas, it doesn't matter if they made the playoff. They don't win the national title. Oh, Texas isn't back. See, they're not back. What is back for Texas? Whatever that is, that's what Texas fans want from the big man. Texas A&M guys, those folks in College Station, I tell you what they want from Santa. I don't even know if Santa's bag's deep enough for this one. They want a refund for the 2022 recruiting class. $30 million they spent, supposedly, rumored, allegedly, on that class. Every 4-star and 5-star signee, guys, from that class is no longer with the program. How about that? No longer with the program. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? They want a refund. I don't know if Santa's bag is that deep, but they want a refund. And finally, guys, Vanderbilt fans, what are they asking for? What are Commodore fans up there in Nashville? What do they want for Christmas? Guys, they're asking Santa Claus if he could work his magic, his Christmas magic. Vanderbilt fans would love for Santa Claus to make every day be baseball season. Because that's the one time a year that Vanderbilt fans, let's face it, can be happy, right? Football's no good. And I love Clark Lee. Let's be honest about it, right? Football's no good. Jerry Stackhouse and what they're doing in the hardwood doesn't look much better. They have a losing record in non-conference play. The Vandy boys are the last saving grace for Vanderbilt fans. I mean, that's the last saving grace for them. If Santa Claus could just make baseball season year-round, I know that would bring a smile to their faces. So, that is my list, guys. What each SEC fan base is asking Santa Claus for Christmas. What are you hoping that Santa brings your favorite team on December the 25th?